yesterday?
No.
Anybody at all? Nobody practiced.
I practice now.
You will practice, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Make sure you do, okay? Make sure you do.
Okay, ma'am.
Because if you don't practice, you definitely forget. But then any part you don't understand, you can always go back to the videos and check out what we did. So the next thing, let me share my screen so that you see the class for today. Mm, okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
That's so today
Yes, ma'am.
we'll be creating
Yes, ma'am.
forms. Good. Okay. Today we'll be creating forms in HTML, and then we'll also style our form. Have you ever seen a form before? Do you know what a form looks like?
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever? Where they tell you to sign in, sign up. Have you ever done something like that?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
Good. So today we'll learn how to collect information from people using a form. Now, what is a form in HTML? It's a form is like a magic box where users type answers and send them to a website. So I am pretty sure that most of us have been using a form before, a HTML form. We've been using it all along. So today you will learn how to create yours. Now, if you've seen something like this anywhere, then you've been seeing forms. There are different types. There are different types of forms. But okay, now what are forms used for? Who is talking? Yes?
Ma'am, I can't see your screen very well.
Yes. Who else can't see my screen? Is anybody having the same issue?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
I can't hear you. Can you say good morning? Can you all see my screen clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you can see
Good
your
morning, who's
screen.
greeting?
I can see your screen.
Okay. 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 So what are forms used for? You use it for sign up pages like this one, login pages, for feedback. Most of the time when people need a feedback, they create a form somewhere around their website and they ask you questions there and you fill it. Now it's used for polls, it's used for quizzes. If you've taken a quiz or you've seen how a quiz looks like in the Link School app, I'm sure you must have seen something like that. You must have seen where you can
Yes,
select answers, you can always select correct answers. Now let's explore a real form. When you want to start creating a form, you start with something called the form element. When you are creating a table, what do you start with?
Table tag.
Good. So now when you are creating a form, you also start with a form tag. And this tells the browser that what's trying to be formed here is a form. And inside the form tag, that is where you now add other things that the form needs to contain. Okay. Now I will be showing you the form tags. Now when you write a form, it comes with, then you just say form and click on enter. It comes with an action attribute. I'll show you what I mean. it comes like this most of the time. It comes with an action attribute, which is where, because when you fill a form, it's going somewhere. It's going somewhere definitely. But then we'll not be taking the form anywhere right now in this class. We just want to design a basic, we want to design a basic form. We want us to see how a form is being created. Okay. Now I'll be telling you the elements you find inside the form. The first thing you find inside a form is, the first thing I want you to know is the input tag. Now, can you all go to your VS Code right now? I'll be doing that. Go to your VS Code and create a file. We'll call this one form.html. Can you all still hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Call it form.html.
No.
Once you get to this point, you let me know.
I've created it.
Have you? Who else has? If
I have.
Have you?
I've created it.
Good. So you have the structure now, HTML structure, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So the next thing I want us to do is, since we want to create a form, right? We'll have to come in here and do the form tag. Okay. Now I just wrote form. Can you see what happened? Let me delete this. I wrote form, clicked on enter, and it came up with the action. This is where you link it to, it's for advanced coding. Okay. So I will not be going deep into this. Let's just keep it and continue with the structure we are trying to create. So in between the opening and the closing tag, okay, in between the two, you have a space. Now there's something I want you to type. Type an input. Have you done this?
Yes, ma'am. Input type text.
Just type input and click on enter. It comes automatically like this, having the type equal to text. So have you done this?
No. Yes, ma'am. No. Yes, ma'am. No.
Who else? If you've done it, tell me. I've heard 2 people say they've done it now. So who else? Who else is with me? Should I continue?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Not yet.
Okay. Okay. 1 more minute, and if you're not done, I will have to continue with the class because I want us to do this together. It's something you will enjoy creating over and over.
Okay, I'm done now.
Okay. I will continue now. So I said, so now, okay, go to your, open it up in using your live server. Let's see what will pop up.
Absolutely nothing.
What are you seeing on your screen?
Just the let me check. A rectangular.
You're seeing this, right? Click on it inside. Click on the inside.
Tiny rectangular box. I can write in it.
That's wonderful. So now this is what a form is. This is an input. This is where you input something. Okay? Just by saying input, you got this here. That is what it does for you. That is what the input does. So now let me show you something else. Let me show you something else. Yes? Yes, I can hear
Can
you.
you put information in that box?
I do what?
Can you put like information of somebody's name in the box?
I can't hear you well. Can I do what in the box?
Can you put somebody's name and information in the box?
Yes, can. That is where it depends on what you are asked to put there. Don't worry, we're getting to that. I'm just trying to break it down from the beginning to the end. Okay, so listen attentively. We are just starting the class.
I did not finish writing that input type.
Which one? Just
That
type
one.
input and click type input. Are you getting a suggestion there that says
Yes.
input? Click on that input there. Click on that suggestion you are seeing. So what did they show you? This is what I mean. I'm typing it all over again. Look at my screen. When I start typing input, it always gives me a suggestion. Now I'll click on the first one, and now it has completed the text for me. You can see what I did, right? So we don't need to keep wasting our time. We work smart. So are you with me now? Good. So now let's go back and let me show you something else. Now this input has a lot of types. Okay? An input has a lot of types. There is one called the text type. That is your text field. Input type equal to text. That is what you are seeing on your VS Code, right? When you type input. When you type input, it comes with that text, right?
Ma, after I finished opening that input, it gave me a box.
Yes, that is your input. That is what it's supposed to give you. Can you see this box here in this image? That is what it's supposed to give you. That is what the input does. That's where you type in the information. Okay. So can you see something like this text when you just type input? You are seeing text already now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. What it means is that look at it now. You cannot see the type equal to text. Look at type equal to text. Are you not seeing the same thing?
I've seen it. I can see
Good. So now what this means is the type of box here, the type where you can type your text, just anything. You can type text. Okay? It allows text. Now let's see another type of input that we have. I hope you all are listening attentively. Let's see another type of inputs that we have. We have the one called the email. Now create another input for me. Go down, just next line, and create another input. And change the text here to email. Have you done this? Change it to email. If you know your background is noisy, kindly mute yourself, because if I mute you, I may not unmute you to the end of this class. Have you done this?
Yes, ma'am, but we created two form lines, two big rectangles.
Yes, right. It's forming an inlet, right? Side by side.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So this is an input and this is also an input. Can you see what happens when I click on this one? When I click on this, it gives me suggestions of text that I've written before. But when you click on this one that you gave a type of email, it gives you suggestions of emails that you have typed in here before. Can you see? So now this
Ma,
input
please
now
there.
what should
Ma, please there.
yes?
Please carry him now.
Why are you just coming at this time? Huh?
My network is unstable.
Okay. This
Thank
is
you.
what you do. You creating and teaching people how to create a form in okay, what like across something like this before this one. Then this is a form as well. Okay. So try to create something like this and you have to start with what? Just like how you created the table, you have to start with form, the form tag, and the tag has an opening tag and a closing tag. Then in between the form is where you start putting what you want to have inside the form, which are the form tags. And one of the form tags, form elements that we have that we are just talking about is the input. This input, once you type input, it shows you something like this, a box like this. This is where you type in something. So now just little by little, you're already creating your form. So once you type input, automatically it gives you this. It gives you a box, even without styling or
Ma,
adding
please.
anything special to it.
Ma, please. You see that if you go to
Yes.
Visual Studio Code, you see input.
No, I typed it in myself. This is what I did. This is how
Okay.
your code comes, right? You say form,
Uh,
click on enter. I'm clicking on the suggestion.
mm,
It comes with something inside attributes called action. And this is where the form is supposed to enter, but we're not going to that point. So I want you to ignore the action for now and start working on
mm.
some on the inside, just like how you open your table tag and you start putting things inside like the TRTD. Do you remember how we created table?
Yes.
Okay. So now let's continue. Now what I did is I typed in the input. I clicked on the suggestion here so that it will complete it for me. And what it gave me is the input type text. What this means is this type that has text means that that input allows you to type in texts, anything you want.
Ma, I can't hear you.
Me too.
Okay, huh? Maybe she's having network issue.
Ma, I can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
She's probably having network issues. So just
The network connection.
it's the network, don't worry. She has even stopped sharing her screen. Sorry, give me a moment.
Yeah, good.
Go. Back. Ay.
Hi guys. Hi. Hello. Can you all hear me? My network is really, really bad. Can you hear me? Where did I stop? I think I was actually talking on my own without knowing it was already disconnected. So where did I stop?
You stop at the input form after you are repeating it for somebody.
The time.
Okay. So let me share my screen again. I just hope it doesn't disconnect again. Okay. Now we are back. Okay, no. This is it. And I don't know if I was talking to myself at this point, but I said there are different input types. One for text, another one for email. And this email, the only thing that goes inside is an email. Like you can't just you can type. This is a text type input that has the text type. You can type in text, meaningful text though. Please, this noise, I think this is coming from Itwa because I'm sure I've seen your baby brother or sister in the background. I don't want noise, please. Okay. So now when you are typing this side, when you are trying to fill out this input that says type email, you need to, can you see what it's telling you? Please include an @ in the email address. So when you are writing your email address, do you always see, she always has something at Gmail or something at something.com, right?
One thing I've
Am I
noticed is also
communicating?
different companies sometimes have different domains too. Like for example,
That's the
say
thing. That's what I'm saying. It needs, okay.
you can say maybe Chantel Oyadino at digitaldreams.com, right?
No, it has to be something like a real mail. It's your
So
email
if
you're
I
talking
create
about. So
yes, I have my own email. So maybe I register that email for at digitaldreams.com. So my work email will now be Chantel Oyadino at digitaldreams.com, which means I work for Digital Dreams.
No, I don't think that's what's going to happen. That can't happen because
no,
it has to be an actual main name like Yahoo, like Gmail, like Outlook and stuff.
mail. Yes, that's what I'm trying
You are
to
not
tell
getting
you.
it. You are not getting it. I'm
Who
saying
is actually talking?
Hold on.
Chantel, you're telling me that you can say something at digitaldreams.com.
yes. Okay, if I
That's
create
not a mail. You're not creating
it,
email by doing that. You can say digitaldreams at something.com, email, Gmail, Outlook, so like anything that is mail related and not
or Chantel Oyadino.
at if that's your username, it's fine. But then you
That's
can tell me that's supposed to be an email.
that's my email.
Okay, so here it's telling you that in our text, it's telling you that you need to add a reasonable what name. You can't just come and be telling it, please include an @ in the email address. Can you see that thing that is popping up? So it needs an @ and then whatever thing that follows through with it. Okay, a real email address is what goes in here because you've given it that type of email already. So now let's go to the other type that we have because we have so many input types. Now the next one we'll be looking at is the next type we'll be checking is the password type. Have you ever tried creating a password online before?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. And most of the time it comes out looking like this, right? Dots, stuff like that. But then when you click on the I, it opens up what you wrote. Have you ever done something like that?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So now let me show you. Good. So this, I'm creating another input just to show you all the types. Now what will go in here is what? Password. Okay. Password. Let's see. This is our password. And then as you are typing something, it's coming out looking like dots. Okay. Now when you click on this, it opens up what you typed. You click on it, it takes it back to look like a password all over again.
But how do you make it down in a straight line, not side by side?
I taught you people something. I taught you something. Huh?
Navigation bar.
Tag.
Are we using what?
The list tag to do that.
No. I taught you about elements that naturally align themselves, right?
Those are inline and block elements. We talked about that yesterday.
Good. Yes. So the input tag is an inline. Okay. So as you're adding an input, it's already going to that straight line, inline. Okay. That's one thing about the input tag. All right. So are we together?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's what the password type does for you. The next thing we'll be looking at is the number type. When you want them to just, let's say you want their telephone number to go in there and you want it to strictly be an input for numbers, you can make the type to be a number instead. Number. You can make the type to be a number. Let's go see what it looks like. Okay. Now this is what the number type looks like. You can either toggle on this and increase some of the numbers, or you can just decide to type in your own thing. It doesn't allow you type text at all. Try and do that. It doesn't allow you type text because you have told it already that it has to be what? A number. So have you tried this out as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So we are still on the same page. The next thing we'll be checking is the.
Please, can you paste the code inside the chat?
Okay.
Types of ways you can do it. And we can just change it to make it.
You can do what?
We can change the display type.
Yes, you can. You can do. You see everything I taught you now. You see that you can actually make use of it. You can change it to be a block. So I'm glad you're making use of what you learned. So now, what am I sending here? This is not the right thing I want to copy. Okay. Okay, this is not the right thing I want to copy. I didn't copy the right thing, okay? So I'll be getting rid of it. How is it not giving the suggestion to get rid of this? Don't worry, I'll give you the right code, okay? Just want to, I don't know why I can't see the delete option for this particular thing I sent. Belong to me. It's not showing. Okay, mine never did.
Okay.
It never did initially, but I think it's a new feature of the HTML5. Maybe an updated VS Code or something. But initially, it wasn't showing me that I until recently. So if you're not seeing it, it's okay. It's fine. You are still seeing the dots, right? You're still seeing the password. You're still seeing your password. So that's what it does. Okay, let me go back and copy that code. Control C. Let's see. Until the end of the world. So Chantal, I've sent it to the chat. Good.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. So now let's continue. The next one I told you we'll be looking at is the radio button. Have you seen something like this before? Where you are asked to select, even when you are doing the quiz class, take quiz in the Link School app, you have options where you can select answers, and where you click on looks like this, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's good. That's how you you do that. Let me show you what I mean. Is someone talking to me? You go to the next line. Let's say I want to now create for the radio, and what will go in here is radio. Okay, this is what will go in here, and it looks like this. It always comes out looking like this and gives you the opportunity to click on it. Are you all with me?
Yes.
That's good. So the next one we'll see is good. The next one we'll see is the radio. It's still about the radio buttons. There's something about the radio button that I want us to fully understand. The radio buttons share the same name. There's an attribute you need to add inside a radio button for it to really do what you want it to do. What do I mean by this? Most of the time when you create a radio button and you don't give it the same name, it will give you it will allow you select between two. Let me show you what I mean so we don't just keep talking and talking. So I'll be going back to my Visual Studio Code, and right now let me now do something with this radio. Let me do something. Can anyone still see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
give me a moment. Give me a moment. Okay, so what I'll be doing is this. I will be creating, let's say, 2 input tags of radio. Let's say inputs. Now right beside it, just for fun, okay? I'm not going to leave it this way. Then another input. just for fun again. We'll say female. Female. Now remember that you are trying to create a radio. Can you still see my screen?
Ma,
Yes?
Yes.
I can see your
Okay, you can still see my screen. Good. So
Yes,
now
ma'am.
this is another. Okay, good. This is another thing, and I'll be calling it a radio as well. So I want to have two radio buttons. Can you see this? One should be for male and another one for female. Can you see?
Yes, ma.
Good. So now what do I want to do? I want to be able to select either you are a male or you are a female, right? It cannot be both. Can somebody be both male and female?
No, ma.
Good. So now I want to select if I'm female. Good. So now when I select if I am female, I should not be able to select male at the same time, right? It looks somehow. I will not be. Someone will not know what you are actually trying to pick. Okay. So I want to just be able to click one and then move on with my life. Or if I don't want that one, I click another one. How do you do that? You use something called an attribute called what? Name. An attribute. I don't like the noise I'm hearing, please. Let me reduce this music. I don't like the noise I'm hearing, please.
Sorry, please give me a moment.
Okay. So we'll be using the attribute called name, and I'll give it the same name. Let's say I want to give it something like gender. You can give it any name as long as it has the same name as the other radio button you are creating. Okay, I will still give it the same name as gender. Now, what does this do for you? It makes it unable to select two things at the same time. Can you see what it's doing now? Can you see what it's doing now?
Yes,
So now I can either select if I'm female or select if I am male. That's good. So you can only remove that name. You can make use of the other one, assuming you just created a list of hobbies. Let's say I have. Let me break this so I start with on a new line. Let's say I have. Let's say okay. Let me do this list of hobbies. List of hobbies. Now, let's say you have an input radio, and I want this one to be swimming, and then I want the same thing like 3 times. I want to be able to select the one. I'll make this one singing. I'll make this one dancing.
Need for the ID there.
Don't worry, you still learn why you need an ID. I'm still trying to teach you stuff little by little, okay?
Okay.
This ID is now coming in naturally. You can always add it back or you can decide to get rid of it, depending. But then I'll show you why it's necessary to have it. Okay, now I'm creating this. Let's see what it looks like first. Let me be sure that I'm creating something reasonable. Now, this is what I want to do. List of hobbies. Now, I want to either select as many as possible. You can allow them pick as many as possible, you know? Do you understand?
That makes it.
You can allow this because... Huh?
That creates the difference between a multi-choice form and a one-choice form.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful. Yes. So that's where the name comes in. So now the next thing I want us to know is this. There is another one called the radio looks like, right? Now there's another one that comes. Yes, my voice is breaking.
Yes, ma'am.
So can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
Now let's see the checkbox. Good. So now let's see let me get rid of this. I don't need it now. Let's see what the input of type checkbox looks like. Let's see. Now look at the checkbox and it comes like this. Can you see what's happening here? Click, it gives you a checkbox. Like let's say you want to create a list. You can decide to have this, something like this, and have a text right beside it. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
Good. So is it making sense at this point? These are all inputs. All of them are inputs, but then they're all in types. This is a text. This is the email. This is I think we did password here, right? Good. And this is number. This is radio. This is checkbox. These are different types depending on the one you want to create. So now there's something called a select tag, and this helps you create what? A drop down. Something like this. When you click on it, it gives you options. So now when you open a select tag, you need to have another tag inside, which is option. You know, where you see something like when you see states, select your states, and then you click on one thing that looks like this, and then you'll be seeing Enugu, Akwa Ibom, so many states. Do you understand? Do you get?
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm trying to do now? So now let's create a drop down for our food. Let's do the select. It comes with this as well, but then let's not worry about it. It's also an input. Something that allows you select things is actually write information, just something that takes out information from you most of the time comes looking like an input. Now this select, what will be inside is what? Option tag. This is where you now add, let's say that you want pizza.
Can it be used for age?
You want pizza? Huh?
Can it be used for like age stuff? Just like select what age you are. 1, 2, 3.
That means you have to keep going with numbers. Okay, we'll not be going with okay, what am I doing? Control Z, Shift Alt. Let me duplicate and change the numbers here. Okay, are you all still with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. So I've created different options. It can be anything you want. It can be up to 100 if you want it to be. Okay. Now I'll go back and see what our select looks like. So now when you click on this drop down, it gives you everything. Can you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you? You can now select the one you want. If it's 2, if it's 1, it's 3. This is what the select does for you. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you still with me? Who said no?
I don't get it, Sha.
Who said no? Okay. What's your what don't you let's continue with the class, okay? What don't you understand?
Number 20,
Even your 20 what?
25.
Number 25. That is where I said select.
Yes, when you typed one line, how did you make the others?
I duplicated it. You can still decide to copy and paste it, okay? Just like going here and you do Control C, you come to the next line, enter Control V, enter Control V. Can you understand? Okay. So now let's continue. Are you all with me?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Good. Now it's time to add a label. What does a label mean? Let me tell you. Label helps users know what to type. When you come to a website and you're only seeing boxes with no information, if you're meant to type your name or if you're meant to type in your age, you'll be confused. You'll be looking at the box like, am I supposed to just be writing an essay inside here or something? So a label is very necessary because that's what helps you give it a name. Like, this is what you want them to do here, and then they'll now do it. This is what I want you to do here, then they'll now do it. Okay. So how does it work? How does it work? You have to write a label, you give it a name, and then you do this. You do the next thing that will follow after the label is the input that you want to put in. Are you still with me at this point?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So now let me delete. We've seen everything about the different inputs we have, right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Good. Do you need me to copy this
Yes, ma'am.
select and paste for you as well, or should I delete it? Because I want to get rid of it.
And sit out.
Huh?
Why not?
If I comment it, it will be too much. I'll need to be going up for you to see what I am doing most of the time because I'll still do a styling. So I just want it out of my page. I can decide to comment it, but I don't want it. I really do not need it because we need to do this. So should I copy and paste or should I get rid of it?
Copy and paste.
Paste.
Okay. So I'll be copying the entire work and I'll be pasting it in the chat. Have I copied the right thing? Yeah. Okay, good. So the next thing I want us to see is the label. So I want to remove this part so that we'll just have an empty form. Now this is our form now. This is our form empty. Empty. Now let me put in the first thing that a user should know. It is called the label. You click on enter and it gives you this. It has an attribute inside that is called for. Okay. Can you see that? Label. Good. So now inside here is where you write the name. Let's say I want to create a form for first name. Now let's see if this will show. Now my first name is already showing. Now I also want to create an input where they will now write their first name, right? And I want the input to be a text. So can you see how it's coming out? It's all of them as yes.
My please. I want to delete that form action, but I cannot be able to delete it.
Why can't you delete it? You mustn't delete it. You can leave it there, okay? It's not doing anything to you, right?
But
It's not affecting your code. Leave it there. Which one?
But that one you wrote form type is input type is equals to email.
Okay, you want to also delete your own as well? Do you have to delete it because I deleted it? I am the one teaching here and I don't need my own code. You can just comment your own out and leave it there, okay? I just deleted mine because I want you to be safe. You don't also need it. Then go and highlight what you want to delete and click on the backspace. Highlight it.
Okay, backspace.
I've deleted it.
Okay. So you're welcome. Can you all see what I have?
Thank you.
You're welcome. So can you see what I have here? You are seeing my label. which is what I want them to type in, right? And you're now seeing my inputs just right beside it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So now there's something I want to do. I don't just want to be randomly creating. Okay, now I want when I click on this first name, assuming you don't have strength to start clicking on the input. It's not like it won't happen, but you always have the strength. But I want to show you something. I want when I click on this first name, I want you to tell me what the first name is about. I want when I click on this first name, it tells me, Ngwa, oh yeah, start typing in something here. That's what I want. I want when I click on this first name, it tells me that it is connected to this input and not just there. Okay.
I don't understand that. Is it like
I
when
want
forms that the form there's something gray there that shows putting your first name there? That this thing is
yes.
required.
No, that one is a placeholder. I will still get to that point. That one is a placeholder in case they don't want to write a label. But then most of the time it has a label and it also has a placeholder. But that is not what I'm trying to show you now. I want to show you this. Now, can you see that when I click on this, it doesn't tell me what this first name is directing me to? Where the box, the exact box, the first name is directing me. Okay, you can see that now. When I click on it, nothing happens to my screen, nothing happens to my page, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now I want to link two of them so that people will know that when they click on this, it tells them it tells them that this is the input for first name. How do you do that? That is where you make use of your for, and then you also make use of something called what? ID. Okay. Now the name inside your for should be the exact same name you have inside your ID. What do I mean by this? Just choose a name that you think will be suitable for this. Let's say since it's your first name, let's just say something like F name. I'm coming up with this name, okay? And then the ID of the input needs to be the same thing. Let's say F name. So now I have, okay, now it's not the same spelling. This is name. Good. So now I have linked my label and let's see if it will do what I want it to do. I want when I click on, can you see what happened when I click on first name? Can you see what happened when I click on? Did you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
When you click on first name now, it tells you, okay, this is the input for first name. And then you start typing in something immediately. Let me click outside of it. Let me click on first name. It takes you immediately. You don't even need to take your cursor there again. You just start typing. Once you click on first name, it activates it for you. You start putting in the information you want to put in. Good? Are we good?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, let me show you something else that will happen if... And now I want to create another one for what? Last name. What do I write to show the last name I want to put in there? What do you think I should start with? What element am I supposed to start now with?
Label.
Good. So I will do this again, the label, and I will say what? Last name. Last name. Now, the next thing that should follow is what?
The input.
Good. Are you also following? Because it shouldn't be just Paula talking. And the input, since I want to talk about text again, they are putting in their name. The input will still be what? Text. Now let's see what it looks like. It's coming up like it's looking like an inline, and I don't want that. So I can always decide to put it inside a div. You know what div is now? Div comes as a block, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you noticed? So now I want to just cut this out and write a div. I will say, I will just paste the label I wrote before with it to do something. Now it has taken it to the second line, but it is clashing with the first one. It has taken it to that line. I told you
My voice is cracking.
What div?
Cracking.
Div is a block level element. Any line it says. So now because I ran if, so now, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let me continue with this class. Now the next, huh?
An echo. Whenever you say something, an echo always comes back. These are more like fuzzy.
Why? I think I've noticed something like that before. I think it has to be from this side, and we'll have to figure it out later. But I just hope you can still hear me at this point.
Yes, ma'am.
You have to bear with me because I don't know what I can do about the echo right now. I don't know why it's running. So we'll continue. Now we've created two and you notice that it's coming so close to each other. So you can always decide to use the CSS to style it, or you can decide to add a break. Okay. Let's see if one break will be enough. If it's not enough, let me add one break and see if
So we could use break
it will actually move it. Yes, it has moved it a little bit.
So we can use break as a normal one, and we can use gap as a in CSS or this thing.
Margin, not gap, because we're not doing the gap always comes with flex. I thought you flexed it yesterday, right? So you can decide to give them a margin. You can just decide to select. If I wrap everything in a div, I can decide to just select div, each div, and give it a margin button. Okay, so that it will give it space from the bottom. But just to move on, the break is okay because we'll style it and do more things to it. Can you see now? I have my first name and I have the last name, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. So now what I will do is I want to now add something else. I don't know why I'm hearing myself. It's echoing for real. So now the next thing I want to add is, let's say I want to add email. Hey, what am I doing? I have to say label. But then because I still want it to start in a fresh line, I'll be putting it inside a div. So I'll say label. And I will have now can you see here? Don't always
You are echoing.
even now.
Well, not now. But you are echoing.
It's not my echo.
Okay. So it's still not echoing even when I talk.
It does start echoing, but once in a while it'll start echoing and bringing this glitchy sound.
Okay.
That's exactly what I was saying
when you were
yesterday.
talking that.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I was
Okay,
telling
now
you.
I get it. Oh, okay. It's fine. It's not something I can tackle right now. After the class, I will try to sort it out. Now, I want to add email. I want to add now don't forget to do this. So this is the 4 and it should have an ID. Like you can see here now. This first name, when you click on first name, it opens it for you. But when you click on last name, it doesn't do anything for you, it just looks at you. So now let's not forget to add the 4 and the ID. So for the label, I am adding a 4 L name. Jesus. Can you people stop the noise, please? And then an ID with the same name, L name. Okay. Let's see. when I click on the last name now, it takes me to the impute that it is attached to. And when I click on first name, it takes me to the impute it is attached to. Now, the next thing I want to add is a label for what? Email. For email. And I want it to have an impute. Just so I don't forget, the impute should be about email. Noun for what? Email. And the ID should be what? Email. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Now this email is too small, so it's making this this thing, the text is too small, so the width of the input is coming really close to it. First of all, let me add a break. We can always decide to add a margin letter using CSS, but first of all, let's get the structure we need first, the HTML structure we need before we start styling. Okay, now it's coming down this way. Let me reduce it to one break. It feels like two is too much for it.
Maya, echoing again.
Can you hear me now?
Transform the back of the list. Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. So now the next thing I want to add is some radio buttons. I'll be adding some radio buttons and can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Ma, I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me good. So now I want to have a label here. I want to add a label just to give it a title. Label, and I will say gender. Now in here I will have the
Are we putting it in a div?
The thing is this. Now for this one, can you see that it's starting here? Because I already put this one in a div. It's not like another element close to it. You know what block elements do? They kick everything out of its side.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So you can also decide to put in a div, but because I already know that this one will not let it come and stay inline, I just decided to start it up that way. But you can decide to, if you want to organize your work, you can decide to just make it a div. But now I want to now add my inputs. I want to add my inputs, and the inputs will be the radio inputs, and it will have this text here, and it will say what? Mail, and then I want to duplicate this. I want to duplicate this and change this one to female. Don't forget what I told you about name for radio. Now this one is necessary because I want them to have the same name so that you can only select one. So you're not going to say you are male and female. Gender. Let's see what it's looking like so that we'll know the. Can you see that it's coming as an inline? But then you can decide to what? Write it in a div. So it comes to the next line if possible, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
So good. So now that my input, wrap it in a div. Control X, put a div, and then I will have it here. Let's see. Now it's in another line. We can still decide to style this with our CSS. Now I can either select this or this. First of all, now the next thing I want us to know is that you need a button, right? After you fill the form, what do? You add the button, right?
Submit button.
submit. No, you don't. You submit. Yes, you submit it, and our button should have what the type called submit. It should have the type called submit, and it should have a text. Our text should say submit because after finishing, look around and see where you are meant to put in something. Now look at what it's looking like at this point. We have this button called what submit. I can decide to. Now this is where CSS comes in. But first of all, there is something I want you to note. There's something I want. Who is talking? Okay, we'll continue. There's something I want you to note. Are you all listening?
Yes, ma.
Good. Now, this is the part where I want you to listen attentively. Assuming you have your inputs now and you need to type in something. Let's say your name. My name is Oli. Okay, and last name can be anything. Can be your last name. And then I have my email option and I did not put it. And you want your user to be able to put in some important details. Have you ever filled a form and they tell you this you have not filled this part, go back and fill it? Have you ever experienced that?
Yes, ma.
Yes, ma.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
required.
Yes, ma.
Yes. That is called form validation. Let me show you. It's also in the slide. It's called what? Form validation. You've learned how to, okay. Now, before I go to that form validation, this is what happens when you click on submit, but type of submit is submit. Data is sent to the server or on the screen. It depends on action. Since we haven't told it where to send the data, like a real website or server, the browser reloads the same page instead, as if saying words, okay, I'll just try to send it here. So what it does is it just reloads that page for you because we have not given it any direction to take it.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Now, notice also that see, I wrote in just my first name and I wrote here, I wrote you, and I didn't fill out the gender, I didn't fill out female, and it still submitted my form for me when I clicked on submit. It is not right because if you create a form in the future and you want your people to come to that page to fill their email, like you want it as a must, you need that information, you need their email, and then you don't put in something that should make it compulsory that they fill it, then you'll be getting just half information or even nothing. So now, how do you make people not submit a page, like not submit their form if they've not filled a particular detail? You use something called what? Required. Just a word called required. Go somewhere and write it down. Go to your book and write it down. And where do you put that required? Inside your input. Required. No, small letter. What? Required. Now it's already showing me input. You have to put it in the compulsory. You don't put it everywhere in case you don't want them. If you feel it's not necessary to put the last name, you can decide not to put that required. But if you feel that everything you have in that form needs to be filled, you need to add that word required. Okay? Required. Another one is what? Required. For all the inputs I have, I am required apart from the gender, because maybe the form I'm filling, I don't really care if you put your gender or not. Okay? But then I really need your name and I need your email. Okay? So now let's see what it looks like. Now I can, okay. Now I can say this, and when I try to submit, it doesn't let me where it's supposed to. Okay, Can you see what it's providing here? Please fill out this field. Okay, can you see? See my screen. Can you see my screen? Are you also following
Yes.
at this point? Let me be sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Good. So put in a name here, my last name. Don't put last name. I want to act like I don't care, and then I'll go and think I will submit. It will just for me. Go back. Go back and fill out this form. Fill this field. And then when I fill it, I still say, okay, I don't care about the rest. It tells me, okay, this one, uncle, you have to go and fill it. Ungwanu. Now I still want to go and submit, and it's telling me that I've not added what at. So that's why it's necessary to add the type that you want people to fill out. Now it's telling me that I've not added the at attribute at whatever. Okay. So now I will click on submit, and it's still telling me that it is not complete because I have not really given it what an address. Dot. Can you also see my screen?
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
it's submitted. It has reloaded. It's submitted because I did not put this ones. I don't care about this one. So if you decide not to add information, I don't really care. So this is what the required does for you. So write it down. It is necessary. I don't know. Is it because I unmuted everybody? Because I don't understand why the echo is so much. Or can you all still hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Should I mute everybody and check? Or should we continue this way?
Continue.
Continue.
I don't know.
Okay. Okay, let's continue. And we'll be going back to the slides we have. Now, this is the part that we did now, which form validation. And what does it mean? It checks if the data you tapped into a form is correct before submitting. And why is it important? It helps you avoid errors. It keeps what data clean, helps users fix mistakes before submitting. Okay, now you've seen something like this before. Now you must enter your name. This one is done with a language called JavaScript, where they tell you you must use asterisks, you must use you must add a lowercase, you must do this and that. It tells you what you must do. If you're not doing it correctly, it doesn't let you move to the next one. It doesn't accept that information. That one is done with. That one is advanced validation. But just the basic validation for HTML, you use that word required, and it does the job for you. Okay, required field. Now there's something else called placeholder. Okay, you saw the image I sent earlier that has a text inside, just inside that. You saw something. Let me show you. I don't know if my voice actually breaking at this point because I don't understand.
No,
Just
it's echoing over and over again.
let me just try and mute you all. Let me know if it will still happen. Let me try and mute you all.
Can I meet ourselves?
No, man, no.
Can you all still hear me clearly? In the chat, is this still echoing? Tell me. This is just to know if is this still echoing over and over like before? Let me know if it's because of this. It's not echoing. So that means it's actually because I unmuted everybody. That's why it's not echoing, you see. It's actually because I unmuted everybody. So I'll be selecting a few. If you want to be unmuted, Chantel, I know you want to be unmuted. Neniola, I'm unmuting you. Paula, Clinton, I am unmuting you. I am unmuting you. I am unmuting you. Ifoma, I am unmuting you. Good. But then I think the whole glitch again has started. Ifoma, do you want to be unmuted? If you want to be unmuted, Emmanuel, where are you? Let me unmute you. But then you don't need to have any background noise because I can see right now that the Neola's background is noisy, so I'll mute it back. It's not just the Neola. Someone else is making noise in the background.
Thank you, Mom.
You're welcome. So is it still glitching? Is the echo still much?
No.
Good. So that's because I omitted a lot of persons. Now I will continue with the class. Are you sure? When I start echoing again, let me know. Am I?
You're clear now, ma.
Okay. So now we'll continue, and what will I be doing now? I'll go back, and right now at this point, I feel it's time to start styling our. Let's see what else we have on the slide. Okay, yes, placeholder. Now I was trying to show you what a placeholder looks like. Can you see this? Okay, it's not here. It's not in this one. Okay, I'm looking for a form image that has a placeholder. No. Let's see this one. Does it? Can you see this thing here? In here, inside the input. Can you see? Can you see this thing inside here? It's a placeholder. Now they don't want to have a label like this one. They want it to be inside the input. That doesn't mean that you can edit it, but once you click on it, it wipes off. Once you start writing something, it wipes off. Let me show you how it's done. Let me know how it is done. Good. Okay. Let's go back. What does this for you is just that an attribute called. Make sure you are doing it. You're not interfering with other things. Just give it one space and write the input. You write what placeholder, and when you do that, it gives you the whole to and quote. Now you can now say anything you want to say. Let's say you want them to type their first name. Type your first name. Just so they know that, just in case, to give them one kind information. Now let me see what it looks like. Now can you see the what?
So we can remove the labels.
You can decide if you know that you will use placeholder. You can, but then leave the label there. I want you to have it. You can have both. You can have your label. You can have this. It's just extra attention for them. So can you see what it's inside here? Okay. So when you click on it and you type something, it goes off. Do you notice that? And when you go back again, it comes out and tells you that you're meant to do something. And then when you start clicking, it goes off. You can see what the placeholder does. So now, do you understand what the placeholder does? All of you. You can decide to add another placeholder as well inside the other input. I'll do the placeholder thing. I'll say type your what? What's this one? Type your last name. Type your last name, and it will still appear.
Okay, ma.
Okay, and then they'll type their last name. So now we've learned what the placeholder does. Now what I want us to do. Click me. So now I do the internal styling, and in here I will just start brown color. Selecting the form. Are you all with me?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm glitching. Hey. Am I don't know the problem. I don't know what's wrong. Can you hear me? Oh my god. Can you all hear me? Can you hear me? Oh? Can you hear me before I start crying? This network. Can you still hear me
You are
at
blinking and
this
your voice
point?
breaking.
I think the background noise.
Please give me a comment.
Hi.
My sister's class is having an issue.
Okay. Let me mute everybody first. Tell me, is it still glitching? In the chat, tell me, is it still glitching? I'm trying to check if it's glitching, okay? I think it's from somebody here, so I will have to be unmuting little by little. I won't unmute everybody again because it's interfering with my class. Let's try Paula. Paula, can you talk? Let me know if it will affect this class.
Hello, ma.
Can you hear me? Is it
Yes,
glitching?
No, ma. It's not
It's not
glitching now.
It's not glitching. Then who else will I unmute now? Let me unmute Ifoma. I hope you don't have any background noise.
No, ma.
Okay. Because I want to go back to this class.
No, ma. It's not glitching.
It's how I YouTube. I don't know why I'm thinking that your network might be somehow anyway. I don't know. Can you unmute yourself first? You can't see my. Can you see my screen, please?
Yes, ma. You can see the Zoom interface.
Okay. So why are you saying you can't see my screen? If you are seeing my screen, that means that's what I'm seeing. That's where I am because I'm sharing my entire screen with you right now. So I've asked you to unmute Chantel. You're there. You can do that. If you're not, it's fine. So now let's continue. Okay, okay. I'm unmuting you. I'm muting you back. I don't want the noise. I'm muting Emmanuel. You're on mute now. Now we'll go back to the class because I don't want us to waste so much time when we are just creating a form. A form is something you can just create and have fun with. It shouldn't take so much time. So now I'll go back to this. Now what I saying, I wanted to start my form, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
So I want to add a background color. Good. Background color. What color do you think we should go with? Background color of our form.
Red.
Be yellow.
Choose another color. I think that will be too shouty for a form.
Black.
Choose. Okay, let's try. Let's try black. Okay. This is our form now. To reduce the width. This is how your styling will be looking like. Oh, you'll be looking at it and you say, hey, what am I doing? You're still on the right track. Don't worry. I'll make the width, let's say 400 pixels. Now, since we made it black, okay, the width is this way for now. Since we made it black, our text is now merging with the background color. So what do? I want to now target, remember, I want to target all my label. Target all my label because the label is what we use to name them, right? And I want them to have the same style. So I can actually select the element selector and give them, how do you give a text? How do you change the text, the color of the text? What property name do I use?
You go
I'm
to
asking.
use style and then
I've already.
press color. You say color.
Good. Okay. Now I will say white because it's okay. I'll say white. This is it. Now the text we added right beside our gender is not showing it anymore because it's not a label. Okay. Now how do we make it show? We wrap each of them inside a label. Let me show you what I mean. Now this is what my input. Let's go down to this part. This is what my input looks like, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is what I want to do now. I want to copy it. Just copy it like Control X. Cut it. That you've copied it, but you've taken it out of this place. Control X. I'll do what? I'll do this. I'll do the label. Enter. And inside my label, I'll paste the first one. Control V. Now let me copy this one as well. Control X. I will write label again. And inside my label, I will say what? Control V. I've pasted it again. Now let's see. It's now a label. Did you all get that part?
Yes, ma'am.
I put it inside the label tag. I didn't just write label on top of it again. I put it inside. I wrapped it inside.
And it's still in a div, right?
Yes. Is it? Yeah, I wrapped everything in a div. The two. This is the div, and this is where it closed the div. Just one div for the two, so that it will be in another line. That's just the reason why I did it. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So now our text is looking white at this point. Now I want to work on the input. Let me pick one input. Since you know that this is an input, this is an input. If I select one input as an element and start styling just one input, it will affect everything here. Everything here will start. If I want to increase the width of this one will start acting funny because this is an input as well, even though we gave it the type of radio. So while that is where the class name comes in, I will give one a class name right now, style it to test, and then use that same class name for the rest. I told you can repeat class name, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Now I will pick one input. Let me use, this is the part where your comment works like crazy for you, because at this point you start getting confused. Is this my first name? Or now, since I don't want to confuse myself, I'm just giving them comments just to give them a tag. This is the last name. This is where I talked about email, right? Email. Now this is where I talked about gender. This is where I talked about gender. So now I have listed my code so that I can easily know what I am doing. So now I am going to this, my first one. I'm picking out what's the input here. So in here, I want to give it a class. and I'll give the name input since, of course, I want to work on inputs. I want to style my inputs. Now, how do I start styling this particular name I give it, which is inputs? What do I start with? Tell me.
Cute.
Hmm? I didn't hear you. I did not hear you. I did not
Dot
hear you. I did not
input.
hear you. Good. Dot what? Inputs.
Dot
I will start styling. Good. That's good. So now I want to give that input a padding. I don't want you looking this. What do I mean by padding? I want the padding. I don't mean margin outside here. I'll still add a margin though, but now I want to increase how the height of it. I want to add padding inside so it will have space inside of it. So let me work on this. Let me give it a padding. Let me give it a padding of, let's say, padding of 10 pixels. Okay, let's see what it looks like. It's big. It's big, sharp, but not too big. I'll reduce it to 9. I'm reducing it to 9 at this point. Just reduce it a little bit, but I'll use it. I will increase the width. I want my width to be, you know what I mean by the width now?
Yes, ma'am.
So I want my width to be, let's say, 40. Let me use 60 pixels. Let me see what it will look like. It's small. Let me increase it to 100. No, 1000 now. 100. It's still small. I will increase it to 300. Let's see. It's getting really big, so I will reduce it further to 250. You can do anything you want to. You can style it. You have your head already how you want your form to look like, and that's exactly what you would do. So I like it this way, and now I want it to have border radius. You know what border radius is? You know what it does? You know what border radius does now?
yes.
Okay, I'm giving it a border radius. Let's see what 20 pixels will do for us. It's making it curved like this. Okay, I like it this way, but I don't want it to have a border. So I will say border equal to none. Let's see. I don't want to have this line I'm seeing just when I look at it. I'm giving it a border of none. I hope you all are still following at this point. Border of what? None. What I'm starting is still my inputs. So the border is none here. Now, if I'm okay with it, I can still decide to give it a background color though. I can give it a background color of, what color do you think we should give the text? Let's check and see something to know how it will look. And do you like it? Do you like it this way?
We're going to give it peach. Maybe we should like change the background color
Black.
to kind
To something else. Okay. Let's go to the form and give it a different color. Let's see. This is a peach puff. That's too much. Let's try this color first. Let's check what this one will look like. It's looking girlish. Do you like?
not really.
So people should suggest the color that we'll go with. Let me try purple. Let me try purple.
Oh,
Then a background color of what?
the background color should be dark orchid, and then the text color should.
I think I like this. We're still styling it though. If we don't like the color, we can change it to something else. So now I want to what do I do next? I want my form to have some sort of padding around it so it doesn't stick, so my text doesn't stick on it. So okay, I've given a little bit of padding, just a little bit all around it. Now what I want to do is I want the input to have a margin left of 10 pixels. It will be small though, but let's see. Okay, that's small, but not bad. I'll increase it to 15. Now one input is ready. Okay, I want it this way. One input is ready. One of the inputs is ready at this point. Are you still with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So what do you think I should do so that others will look the same way that this input is looking? What do you think I should? Huh?
We should give the class name of input to other one.
Good. That's wonderful. So now I'll just copy the class and input, copy that name, because I don't have strength to be typing it all over again. I'll just come here and I'll paste. Come here. Is this an email? Good. I will paste it here. Now let's see what our input is looking like. Now it's looking this way. I can now decide to personally space this one out if I want to. But first of all, let me increase my label. I don't like how tiny it's looking. I will increase my label, and how do I increase the label? By using it here, font size. I want my font size to be see what 20 pixels looks like. I think that's tiny. Okay, that's good enough. What do you think? What do you think?
Yes, I think it's good.
Now, first of all, I want to add colon here. I want my text to have something like colon so that, to look more presentable. To show that I meant to do something. So this is it right now. I want to now add margin to this one, margin left, just to that input. I hope a little to me, so I want to add it here. Are you all still following? At this point, are you still following?
Yes.
Let's see if this one will move an inch. Okay, good. It's good that you're still following me. Let's see, it's not moving. If it doesn't move, I'll have to give it. Okay, it's moving. It's actually moving. So I need it aligned this way. I want my inputs to be together. So next thing I want to do is I will. What should I do? I want this one to come down further and give this a space. What do you think? And they are clustered together way too much. So I want to do that. I want to sort that out. So I can always do that. Since the next one close to them, there are so many ways you can add a margin there. So now for me, I want to add it to my last D, which is the email. Email comes before the gender, right? I want to style it by giving it a margin bottom, just the bottom. I want it to push my text a little bit for me. Let's see what it will do with this. I don't want it to push it too much, but not bad. What do you think? Do you like it this way? Should we reduce the margin? I want to be communicating with people. I don't want you all to be quiet like you don't understand what I am doing. Are you all still with me? Or should I keep teaching? Chantel, I unmuted you before. Mignola, thank you. Thank you that you love the class. I just hope you all are following. I muted it because of this. I muted it because it's Emmanuel, I unmuted you before, so why can't you unmute yourself again? Did you leave the chat? Chantel, I'm unmuting you. Emmanuel, I'm unmuting you. As a former, good, you're welcome. As a former, you're already unmuted. Good. Esther, you want to be unmuted? Okay. So are we all still following at this point?
Yes, ma'am.
Like you all are following well?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So now this is what our form is looking like right now. It can look like anything you want it to look like. If you want the text to come first and then this one will be under it, you can always use the break after the label to make it come down here. You can always decide.
No, nothing.
Okay. So now I want my button to have space as well. You can add margin anywhere you want to add. Okay. Now if you take a look at this, you see that my button is coming so close to my text here, and I don't want that. I want to add a margin top, because margin happens outside the content, right? Not padding. I'll still do the padding because my button is looking too small, but I want it to have at least a space upwards. So I will just target the button itself and style it. I'll just give it a style and give it a margin top of 20 pixels. Okay, let's see if it will do this for us. Now it's doing it. It has given it a space here top on the top. The margin top has a space now of 20 pixels. The top has a space of 20 pixels, a margin of 20 pixels. So now the next thing I want to do is style my button. Since I only have one button here, button element, I can just decide to call the element and not give it a class name. Assuming I have so many buttons and I don't want it to look alike, I can do that. I can now give it a class name each. So now I want to give it what should I do? I want to give it a width first. Width of 50 pixels. Let's see what our 50 pixels will come out looking like. Very tiny. So let's increase to 80 or 90. But let's see this. It's too tiny still. So I'll make it 100.
I have a question.
What's your question?
A question.
What's your question?
Can I increase more than 100?
Can you do what?
Can I increase more than 100?
Yes, you can actually make it. You can even make it 1,000 if you want to. But now can you see how long my 1,000 is? It's now outside my page.
That's amazing.
That's wonderful. So now we'll continue and
Hello?
now I want it. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
So yes, so I will be adding a padding to this in here. What do I mean by padding? I've said that a lot of times, just inside, just to increase the height a little bit, just to add space around this text inside it. The margin happens outside while the padding happens inside
I
here.
have a question.
So let me give it. Who is asking? What's your question? What is your question? So
Emmanuel.
I'll give you a padding of 10. Okay, what is your question, Emmanuel? 10
Hello?
pixels is too much. Yes, what's your question, Emmanuel?
Hello?
Emma? Let's continue. Can you also see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can see that I'm trying to style the top here, my button. Now I've given it the padding. I want that padding. And now I want to give border radius. Just to give it a little bit of curve. Border radius. I want my border radius to be 7 pixels. Let's see how curved it will be. Just something little. I don't want it too round. Okay, let me increase it to 10. And I don't want that. There's this black line I'm seeing, which is the default border, which is this black thing. I don't want to be seeing it. If I want to give it a border, I'll give it, but I don't want to be seeing that black one there. So I can always say border none. So let's see. So this is it. It's okay. You can also decide to. I want to just position my form to this place, to this point now. So since I've already given it a width, the only thing I would need to do now is just to say form here. I'll give it a margin of something called auto. Auto will now align it for me to this place. Okay, I don't want you to I like it this way. I like it this way. So what do you all think? This is just a simple form. You can actually decide to, instead of having a background color, do you know that it's possible to add a background image? Do you know that?
I didn't know that.
You can. Let me show you how you do it. Images. Let me do it first and then show you what I did. Let me get rid of this color here. Can you see what our form is looking like?
Yes, ma'am.
So you can, but since my image is light, I can now decide so that people can see what I'm trying to do there. So let me show you what I did. There is a property, CSS property called what? Background image. If you select it, you type something called UR. Just if you start typing U, it shows you this. You click on this, and UR is just like you getting the address and the location. Okay, now the location I want to get is inside my folder, the IMG, the images folder. You can add your own. You know the name of your own folder. Just the same way you select your images, that's what the URL in background image does for you. So you can decide to use another image of your choice. So can you see? Have you tried doing the same thing?
Almost. Ma'am, can you please copy your code?
Okay, I will do that now. Once again, this code is messing with my mental health. I'm sure you see. He's laughing at me.
I'm not laughing at you. Just remember.
Okay, it's all pasting. As you, I don't know why. Let me close this and open it up again. Who is crying? Let me okay, let me unmute as much as I can. Since you're almost done with the class, I'll be unmuting all of you now. So if you say you cannot hear me, it's not my fault anymore. But who is the next person that wants to be unmuted? I am trying to unmute people. I'm trying to unmute as much as I can. So if I've not seen you, you can always tell me. You want to be unmuted. As a a tour, are we a tour? Have I not unmuted you? Good.
Yeah.
Unmute yourself. Good. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. I am unmuting as much as I can. I am unmuting as much as I can. King David, if you make noise, because you, King David, you make a lot of noise in my class. So if you do that, I'm not happy. Okay, let me try the screenshot route. Let me see if it will allow me to do that one. Let me try copying again. Okay, it's not working still. Now let me try. I will only screenshot the part you need, but it's too much.
I only need the style. I only need the parts for the style. That's why I
Okay.
the style with the input and the button.
Okay. Okay. First of all, I'll have to get rid of this one because something is blocking it. Okay, still on the right track. I don't need to redo it. So let's go back to the chat and see where. What's today's date?
Then 422.
22nd. So okay. So it's this one. So now, any question for me? Emmanuel, I unmuted you, right? You come. You can unmute yourself now, Emmanuel. Emmanuel, you can unmute yourself. I just unmuted. Roland, where are you? I used to be in my class. I can't find you here. I'm not seeing Roland here. So, okay. Any further question for me?
No.
Okay, let me do a quick trick. There's this thing I want to do right now. I will show you right after doing it. Button. I'll show you.
Okay.
Over. I'll show you background color purple. So now let me show you something. Can you see this?
Yes.
Can you see this thing I'm doing now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. You can do something like this yourself. You can do something yourself. It's called a hover. That is when you hover on something, it will not change its color. I've not added any hover here. So now you can do this by doing this. Let's say you want to, I don't know if the inputs can be able to do the hover thing, but let's try. Most you see what I'm doing.
I think it can, because I've
Huh?
seen many websites like that.
Huh?
I think it can because I've seen many websites like that before. And then when you hover
Okay,
your cursor
good.
on it, it will change color.
Yes, it changes to good. So now for this button, naturally they come without a button comes with just what does it even come with? Nothing much. So now if you want this to change to a different color when you hover on it, you will have to mention that either the class name or either if it's the class name that you're styling, mention it. If it's the elements that you're styling, you mention it. Now it's an element here, and I want to style the button S. What do? I call it back again. I say button, answer me button. I say colon. I type for hover. So button, when I hover on you, do this background color change to, let's try marine. When I hover on my button, it changes to that background color I give it. Okay. So let's say I want to style the input. This is where my input is, and I use the class name for it. Now I want to style it, that particular thing. I will say dot input again. Okay, I will say, okay, now I made a mistake. Be adding this one here. Now I'll say input and I'll do the word colon. I will say hover background color of, let's say brown. Let's see if it will work. Can you see what's at my input now?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So this is what hover for you. So these are the things you need to know for you to make your website with. Okay. So this is another way to learn that the one you want to do is that colon hover. Okay, you need to call that thing you want to style and then add colon hover. Then open your curly brackets and style it like I always do. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
You can also decide that when I hover on the button and it changes to background, I also want the color, which is the text, change to white when I hover on it. Only when you hover. So now when I text changes to white, that it changes to the background of this, and then when the text you
Yeah.
can also
It's good.
thing